What if I told you that taking time to rest doesn't mean you're being lazy, but rather, it's a key to long-term strength and clarity? In a world where we're constantly told to hustle, what if slowing down is exactly what you need to grow? Hi, I'm from the Stoic Way channel, and in today's video, we're going to explore the Stoic concept of resting without feeling guilty. In modern society, we often associate productivity with success and feel guilty when we need time to recharge. But Stoicism teaches us that rest is a vital tool for mental clarity, emotional resilience, and long-term growth. Rest is not a sign of weakness, but rather an act of strength and wisdom. Yet, so many people feel guilty for taking a break or slowing down, thinking it's a sign of laziness. Stoic philosophy challenges this view, reminding us that taking time to relax and clear our minds is not only natural but necessary for longevity and clarity. By understanding the importance of intentional rest, we can perform better and live more balanced lives. In this video, we'll discuss Seneca's quote, "The mind must be given relaxation," and how Stoic thought can help us overcome guilt around rest. We'll explore the benefits of resting intentionally, how to rest without feeling weak, and why rest is essential for maintaining a sharp mind and focused energy. Before we jump in, like, subscribe, and comment below. How do you approach rest in your life? Do you struggle with feeling guilty about taking breaks? Let's dive into this important topic. Let us reflect on this powerful quote from Seneca. The mind must be given relaxation. Seneca, this simple yet profound statement speaks to the importance of rest for mental clarity and overall well-being. In our fast-paced world, we often push ourselves to the limit, believing that more work equals more success. But Seneca reminds us that rest is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Without proper rest, our minds become clouded, our focus deteriorates, and our productivity suffers. In Stoic thought, rest is seen as a tool for longevity and clarity. The mind, much like the body, requires time to recover and recharge. Taking intentional breaks helps us clear mental clutter, allowing us to approach challenges with greater focus, creativity, and resilience. Consider how you'll be felt when you push yourself too hard without resting. Perhaps you felt exhausted, stressed, or burned out. On the other hand, when you allow yourself time to relax, you feel refreshed and recharged, ready to face the world with renewed energy and purpose. This Stoic wisdom challenges the modern myth that rest is for the weak. By intentionally resting, we are actually strengthening our minds and preparing ourselves for future challenges. We just explored Seneca's insightful quote, "The mind must be given relaxation." This teaching is essential for understanding why rest is not just an indulgence but an important part of self-care and personal growth. Let's break down how this relates to Stoic philosophy and our daily lives. Seneca's words remind us that rest is vital for maintaining mental clarity and focus. In today's world, we are constantly encouraged to push ourselves to the limit, with little regard for the importance of slowing down. We often feel guilty for taking breaks, believing that resting means we're not being productive. But Seneca teaches us that giving the mind time to relax is necessary for long-term success, both mentally and physically. The Stoics valued balance, and rest is an essential part of this balance. It is about making time for intentional relaxation so that we can come back to our work with a clearer mind, better decision-making abilities, and greater energy. When we neglect rest, we burn out. But when we embrace intentional rest, we strengthen our mental faculties and enhance our overall well-being. Think about a time when you felt overwhelmed or burned out. Maybe you pushed yourself to finish a project, study for exams, or keep up with a busy schedule. But eventually, you hit a wall. This is when rest becomes crucial. Often, we keep going even when we're exhausted, thinking we'll accomplish more. But the reality is that we're actually less productive when we're mentally fatigued. Stoicism teaches us that rest is part of a well-rounded approach to life. It's not about doing nothing, but about restoring our mind and body so we can perform at our best. Whether it's taking short breaks throughout the day, getting proper sleep, or simply sitting quietly for reflection, these moments of relaxation help us recharge so we can come back stronger and more focused. This concept is closely related to the Stoic practice of balance and moderation. The Stoic principle of temperance teaches us to avoid extremes, including both overworking and overindulging. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to find the right balance between effort and rest, understanding that mental clarity and emotional resilience come from giving ourselves time to recharge. Another Stoic idea related to this is amorphosis, the love of fate. This means accepting the natural rhythms of life, which include both periods of work and periods of rest. Just as we don't resist challenges, we don't resist the need for rest. By embracing rest as a natural and necessary part of life, we honor the balance needed for a life of wisdom, peace, and long-term effectiveness. So, how can you start applying this Stoic principle of rest today? The next time you feel overwhelmed, take a step back and ask yourself, am I in need of rest? Give yourself permission to take a break, even if it's just a few minutes to clear your mind or take a short walk. This isn't laziness, it's a form of mental discipline. For example, if you're working on a long project, set intentional rest periods. Take a break after 90 minutes of focused work. Use that time to relax, breathe, or reflect. Instead of feeling guilty, remember that this time is necessary for your long-term success. I've found that intentionally scheduling time to rest has helped me manage stress better. There was a time when I worked non-stop, thinking that I had to constantly be productive. But I noticed that my focus was diminishing, and I felt drained. Once I started taking regular breaks, even for just 10 minutes, I was able to return to my tasks with greater clarity and energy. This made me more productive in the long run and allowed me to take care of my mental well-being. Now, think about your own routine. Where can you incorporate rest into your day without feeling guilty? Is it a quick walk, a brief meditation, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply? Take a moment to reflect on how you can embrace intentional rest without feeling weak or unproductive. Today, we'll be diving into an often overlooked aspect of Stoic philosophy, the importance of resting without feeling weak. In modern life, we often equate rest with laziness or guilt, thinking that if we aren't constantly doing something, we aren't being productive. Stoicism, however, teaches us that intentional rest is not only necessary, but also a vital tool for longevity and mental clarity. The Stoics understood that without rest, we lose our ability to think clearly, make wise decisions, and show up as our best selves. Seneca's quote, "The mind must be given relaxation," speaks to the idea that rest is essential for our mental and emotional well-being. Without time to recharge, our minds become clouded, our focus fades, and we are less able to face life's challenges effectively. Stoicism reminds us that rest is not the enemy of productivity, but a necessary part of maintaining a sharp mind and a strong spirit. The concept of intentional rest in Stoicism can be traced back to the writings of Seneca. As one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, Seneca often emphasized the importance of relaxation and the need for a balance in life. He knew that constantly striving for more without rest would eventually lead to burnout and poor mental health. In his work, Letters to Lucilius, Seneca warns against pushing oneself to the brink of exhaustion, advocating instead for periods of rest and reflection. He believed that relaxation, when used intentionally, helps us regain focus, maintain perspective, and improve our decision-making. This isn't about laziness, but about creating space for clarity and mental renewal. Seneca's teachings align with other Stoic principles like self-discipline and balance, while the Stoics advocated for hard work and virtue. They also recognized that rest is a necessary component of a well-lived life, one that balances effort with recuperation at its core. Rest is the act of consciously stepping away from the demands of daily life to allow your mind and body to recover. In Stoic philosophy, rest is seen not as an indulgence or luxury, but as a strategic tool for maintaining long-term clarity, resilience, and effectiveness. Intentional rest is about more than just sleep. It's about creating space in your life to reflect, recharge, and reset. This could mean taking time to meditate, going for a walk, reading for pleasure, or simply sitting in silence to clear your mind. The Stoics understood that resting doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. It is only through rest that we can return to life as challenges with a clearer perspective, renewed energy, and a more focused mind. Let us break it down with a real-life example. Imagine you're preparing for a big exam, presentation, or project. The temptation is to study or work non-stop, thinking that the more time you put in, the better your results will be. But the Stoic approach would encourage you to balance that hard work with periods of intentional rest. When we push ourselves too hard without taking breaks, we lose focus and make mistakes. On the other hand, intentional rest, like taking a short walk, reading something unrelated, or meditating, gives your mind the space it needs to refresh and reset, allowing you to return to your work with renewed focus. For example, if you're working on a large project, set intervals of time for work, followed by deliberate breaks. Use this time to clear your mind, practice breathing exercises, or simply disconnect from the task. This can help you avoid mental fatigue, boost creativity, and ensure that when you do return to the work, you're at your best. By practicing intentional rest, we not only improve our mental clarity, but we also enhance our emotional resilience. Incorporating rest into our routine helps us handle stress better, reduce anxiety, and maintain focus over longer periods of time. The benefits of rest aren't just physical, they support our emotional and mental well-being, helping us to stay calm, focused, and balanced in a world that's always demanding more from us. Rather than seeing rest as an obstacle to productivity, we should embrace it as a necessary tool to support long-term success and well-being. By embracing rest as a Stoic practice, we create a balance that allows us to perform at our highest level while maintaining our mental and emotional health. Rest is not the enemy of productivity. It is the fuel that helps us keep going, stronger and more focused than before. Today, we explored the Stoic principle of resting without feeling weak. We discussed how rest is not laziness, but an intentional and necessary tool for mental clarity, emotional resilience, and long-term success, inspired by Seneca's quote, "The mind must be given relaxation." We learned that taking time to rest and recharge is essential for maintaining a sharp mind and balanced life. The Stoics valued balance between work and rest, between effort and recovery, and understood that true productivity and strength come from taking care of both the body and the mind. Rest is a vital component of this balance, not an interruption to it. How can you apply this Stoic principle in your life today? Next time you feel overwhelmed or overworked, ask yourself, am I giving myself the rest I need to perform at my best? instead of pushing yourself relentlessly. Schedule intentional breaks throughout your day. Take time to relax, reflect, and recharge. This will help you approach your tasks with greater focus, energy, and clarity. Remember, rest is a strategy for a long-term success, not a sign of weakness. Whether it's a short walk, meditating, or simply sitting quietly, these moments of relaxation are crucial for your well-being. Take a moment to reflect. Where in your life are you pushing yourself too hard without enough rest? How might you incorporate more intentional breaks into your routine? Think about how embracing rest can help you feel more energized, focused, and balanced, allowing you to face challenges with greater strength. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can keep learning Stoic wisdom for a more balanced and fulfilled life. Let me know in the comments how you plan to embrace intentional rest in your routine and how it has helped you improve your mental clarity and productivity. To leave you with a final thought, remember the words of Seneca: the mind must be given relaxation. Rest is not an indulgence. It's a vital part of personal growth and resilience. So take time to recharge, clear your mind, and come back stronger. True strength comes from knowing when to push forward and when to rest.